It's the mom life.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Living in the Moment with Bea.
And Steph, hi guys, happy Monday.
Yay, yay. I'm very happy to be in
Woohoo!
June. I'm like,
Almost the end of June at this point.
right. And I'm excited. I'm looking forward to 4th of July. I love 4th of July out here.
We know B, she's a holiday girl.
I am. And then where I live, we get to do fireworks. And so I look forward to that every year because it's just a nice little show. And now it's for my baby. Before it was just for me. So
Yeah,
now I have a kid actually enjoying it with sparklers. And so I'm looking forward to that.
I have to go back in my memories and see what we even did last year because I have absolutely no idea, I feel like.
You between both of us are more of a homebody. Like I do a lot of stuff at home. But Stephanie's always traveling. She's a traveling queen. So that's probably why you don't remember. Maybe you weren't home.
I think we were home, but I'm trying to remember how Maddie did with the fireworks, but the last 4th of July I remember was being pregnant. So I have no idea what we did last year. I cannot remember. I have to
Mom
go back
brain.
in my photos and figure out where we were and what we were doing. Likely though, I followed her schedule and she was asleep and we were at home. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, that's always a good plan. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's kind of what we're talking about today. So we're talking about traveling with toddlers. We've talked about traveling with babies before, but now we both moved in to the toddler stage, and it is no easy feat to travel with these little guys and peak summer travel right now.
Right. And it actually the topic came up because Stephanie was traveling and she's like, "Guys, do you think this is too much?" And she opens her trunk and it's all pink.
Yeah. Elena actually said something that had just stuck with me all week. I thought it was so funny. She's like, every time we travel with our son, it looks like we're moving. And so I ran with that and I'm like, picture, are we moving or are we traveling with a toddler? Because it's absolutely crazy. Like you can see Maddie's portable, I guess. They're all portable, but like we have a separate high chair that we travel with for her, collapsible, maybe her collapsible high chair.
Mhm.
We take her pack and play everywhere we go. And I was thinking about it because I'm like, okay, when we would go and she was an infant, I would literally take the house, like from the tub that I washed her bottles in to the drying rack that I put them on to her sterilizer, like a little bathtub. I mean, everything. So now I'm like, it shouldn't be that bad. But no, the car was, I feel like, just as full, like pretty much just as full.
And what does your husband say? Does he or is he just used to like, yeah, Steph's just gonna pack half the house and it's cool?
He's used to it. Yeah. He is kind of like, I mean, he says, do we really need all of this? Like you overpack. But, but no, we do. And
And
it's
do you use it all?
Yeah, and we talk about this like as moms, we think ahead. Like, well, if this, then this. Like, so is there a Walgreens over there? Yeah. So we were gone for the last week. And it was just 4 hours away, but that's a decent drive with a baby, with a toddler. And so we needed a lot of stuff. And we were staying partly in a hotel, partly with family. And so there was one instance that came up that I had to give Maddie Tylenol, another instance that I had to give her gas drops. Like, again, could I have just like had someone run to the store and get them? Yes, but I also like just having my comforts, like, and feeling that comfort and that peace of mind that like I have it if I need it. And then I kind of like reaffirm that to myself because yeah, we needed it. So next time I'll be like, nope, I need this. Like I can't leave that behind.
I love moms like you. And real quick, before I jump into what I'm about to say, shout out to the mom bob that Stephanie just got. I love
Oh yeah, my
it.
mom cat, my mom Bob. Oh yeah, this is the first episode with my new do. Thanks.
Yes.
I don't
Um,
even know how much I cut off, but it was quite a bit, and I don't know if you can really even tell in a lot of the episodes because we're just pretty close to the camera. But I mean, my hair was pretty long, and
long.
as she was cutting it, I'm like, oh, I should be donating this, but I didn't even think of it because I don't like dye my hair, and it was fairly healthy, I think. But
I
I
was
mean, who
gonna
knows?
ask you, but I don't like to push what I do on people, but I'm like, did you donate? That would have
No,
been,
I should have. Yeah, I should have. But no, next time. The girl was like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I get one haircut a year and it grows back within the year. Like, it'll be fine. I'm fine. Chop it off.
I love it. I love
I
it. I
was
think it
feeling
goes
a
with
mom
you.
cut. I was
Mhm.
feeling a summer vibe. My head was feeling literally heavy. Like I just needed it gone. So thanks. I'm
Yeah, I
liking
love
it.
it. And you're like that mom that I just love because you can always you're like that dependable mom. Like you're always going to have band-aids, you're always going to have snacks, you're always going to have like all the extras that all the other low maintenance moms like myself do not have because I travel as light as possible. Like if when he was younger and he wasn't walking as much, yes, we took a stroller to the airport, but typically I don't want to take as many. Like I like to pack light, and I'm more, yes, I'm a planner when it comes to like parties and events and things of that nature, but with my kid, I take essentials and the rest. We live in such a metropolitan world. I'm like I can get anything at any point, and I'm a light packer, but I respect moms like you because I'm probably the mom who's like, "Hey, do you have this?" and you have
I
it.
just cannot. And you know what? I think it just is part of my anxiety. Like, my dad has always called me like a Boy Scout. Like, I'm just always prepared with random
Not
crap,
even a
even
Girl
before
Scout.
Maddie. Yeah, just random crap at all times. I have always been like that. And I don't know where it comes from because I don't feel like my mom is necessarily that way, like as crazy as I am. Maybe it comes from my dad, like just always like be prepared for any situation. So yeah, I mean it's probably a little bit overboard, but it, like for example, we took the pack and play, right? Maddie did not sleep in the pack and play the whole time because she's out of her normal routine. She just wanted to. She was having a hard time sleeping, so she sleeps with mom. That's fine. But we still needed it at one point because you're in a different environment in houses that are not necessarily baby proofed. The hotel, like if I just need to do something, I don't know what the heck's on the floor or under the bed, like I just need her in a safe space that I can put her in. Granted, as she gets bigger, like that's going to change and we'll just keep adjusting. But even though she didn't sleep in it, we still needed it. And could we have done without it? Yeah, probably, but it made my life a lot easier. So that's going to keep coming with us. And like the high chair, right? Like, can she probably just sit somewhere and sit on a lap and eat? Yeah, but then that makes my life a lot more difficult too for every single meal to have to put her in my lap, and have her eat like that. So I guess it's more comforts for me too, and why I take all this stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we just have different like parenting styles. Everyone does, but my poor JJ. I feel like, have you ever seen the wild thornberries?
Yeah,
Like
Donnie, right? That's the
yeah,
little dude's
JJ is
name.
Donnie. He's
Yeah.
just like everywhere. I mean, I don't even check. I do follow him, and so believe it or not, people call me a helicopter mom. But I will follow him. I'll make sure he doesn't get into anything too crazy. But for the most part, I just let him be. I'm like, you're gonna figure it out as you go, kid. And so yeah, I throw him on the bed wherever we sleep because we're co-sleepers. He eats if I sit on on a chair. Again, JJ's older though. He's 2.5 years and Maddie's one
Yeah.
and a half. And so JJ, I'll throw him on a chair next to me, and I'll put it close to me so he doesn't fall,
But
but
you
he
guys
has
have
his own
been
space.
traveling a long time. Like, what would you do when he was smaller and was eating normal food, but
I would
but
just carry
like
him
couldn't
around.
really? Oh, okay. Well, he ate.
Yeah, like I would sit him on my lap and he would eat, or because we don't travel so much, or as often, I should say, like you do, he gets passed around so many times. And so
Mm.
someone would be carrying him, feeding him, switch, next hands, carry, and there goes my eyes. And that's why they're like, oh my God, you're such a helicopter mom. Like, I just have to see where he's at.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's kind of just, we're kind of go with the flow family when it comes to just traveling. I love to travel light. I do take essentials and like essentials as far as like obviously diaper rash. If we're going somewhere and it's hot, a sunscreen, water, always keep him hydrated, and extra clothes and shoes. But outside of that, I don't take him, like, he has his own little suitcase. We fill that up to the max, but it's just a little suitcase. I don't take anything extra. We did travel at one point with a tiny pool we had, and I mean tiny. Um, but that was because he wasn't really crawling. He was just kind of learning to
Mm,
sit, and we
yeah.
would sit him in his little pool so he can have pool time. But yeah, we travel as light as possible.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what we did. Like, obviously, we can't take the freaking collapsible high chair on a plane, right? So the last trip we took, yeah, I mean, she just stood at the little table, the living room table, and ate that way. Like, it was fine, there's ways around it, but in a perfect world where I'm traveling in my own car and can take, whatever the heck I want, yeah, I'm just gonna pack it to the brim.
That's cute. I think of Maddie like royalty. Like all her stuff comes with
She
her.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
That girl is for sure.
She makes everything her home. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I like to be as comfortable as possible. I always put myself, like, she can probably be a lot more, or is a lot more resilient than me. I don't know if that's the right word, but like, okay, there was one night where everyone was in the living room and she was in her pack and play and she was watching TV, and actually everyone was in the kitchen, so a little far off, but it was loud, right? Like, everyone was talking, but it was already like 9 o'clock, but I wasn't ready to go to bed, and she wouldn't have gone to the back room by herself to go to bed. So I just put her in her pack and play so she could like chill and relax. She ended up falling asleep in there. And I'm like, okay, so I could have, like, does she need all of these comforts at home all the time? Is my point. Like, we turn off the lights, we put on a lullaby, she's in her sleep sack. Like, I'm very particular about every single thing, and then she just fell asleep in the loud, in the loud living room where everybody was just right there. So then it makes me think, like, she doesn't really need all of this stuff. It's me, it makes me comfortable, and I hope I'm not making her less resilient because then she's like feels like she's
Sensitive.
gonna need all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, and that's why, because I feel like I was very sensitive to things in the beginning. And don't get me wrong, again, they still call me a helicopter mom, but I am a go with the flow because I feel like that's part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's part of traveling. Like, you have to learn to just shift with whatever's happening around you. And so I've never slept JJ in a quiet area. And so we do have like his little sleeper noise, and it gives, it sounds like waves coming out. But for the most part, if we're loud downstairs, I let him sleep through that because I don't want him to ever feel like, oh, mom, I can't sleep if there's noise. Like, there's always going to be noise around you if you're not home or if you're not in
Mm-hmm.
your spot. Like, I just want him to be easy, get easily acclimated to any new environment, because I feel like that's part of survival. I don't know. That's just how I think. So I just let him,
Yeah.
like, this is where we are. This is, their house, or this is our Airbnb, or whatever the case is. But we make do with what we got and we roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have the answers clearly. So we are who we are, and I mean that's just that.
I will say I am sensitive to trying to travel or plan traveling around his sleep schedule. And I did that more when he was younger. But I like to drive either early in the morning when he's still asleep, and I know I can get away with 2 hours just moving him and he'll stay asleep,
Mm-hmm.
or during his afternoon nap. And I know he'll sleep because JJ is a 2 hour sleeper always. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
three, but it's usually two.
Maddie too.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, he's gonna go to sleep. Let's drive this time if we don't want to leave too early, and let him sleep for 2 hours. And that saves me. That is like my de-stress kind of moment. I get to just get those 2 hours to kind of catch up on my own mental load or whatever I'm dealing with. And so I am sensitive to that. I like to travel when around his sleep schedule if I can. It's not always the case with flying, but
Maddie won't sleep in the car. So that's
what?
another problem. That girl will not sleep in the car on these long road trips. Sometimes an hour. She'll give an hour if she's like really tired. But otherwise, no, she stays awake. Though she has slept in the plane more often, and I don't know why. Maybe the different movements, or I don't know, but
Or maybe because she can see out the window in the car.
maybe, yeah, maybe.
Like it just keeps her, invested or interested in her view. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I feel JJ falls asleep all the time, and I
Most
mean,
kids do.
yeah, even I do.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So,
I can't sleep in the car.
oh
See,
well,
some
there
of
you
this I feel
go.
like is just like who we are, like, and we
Yeah,
pass it on to our kids, and it's just
yeah.
they pick up some traits. One of my friends went on a road trip recently, and she posted herself reading. She was being a passenger princess, and she was reading on her Kindle. And I messaged her. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so jealous that you can read in the car. It makes me want to puke. I cannot
Mm-hmm.
do it.
Same.
And that's my mom. My mom can't read in the car. I can't read in the car. Like, so is some of it like mental, or I don't know. I have no
Genetic.
idea.
No, I
Yeah.
think it's genetic because I get dizzy. I get dizzy quite a bit if I
Mhm.
drive for too long or even if I watch too much TV. But my dad's like that, and I didn't know that, but I know that now as an adult. Like my mom's like, "Oh,
Oh.
that was your dad." Like,
Mhm.
"Oh, great." So I say it's genetics because that's what I say. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think even I'm more conscious or selective when it comes to screen time when we're traveling.
Mhm.
So because I'm like, I don't know how you do it, how you travel, because my kid will sleep for 2 hours. And
Mhm.
then if he wakes up and he's tired, JJ has gotten in the habit where we're getting somewhere and it's always like the last 30, 40 minutes, and he like is sick of the car seat and he starts to cry and he tries to pull everything off. And I'm like, okay, it's time for screen time. But until he throws like a big tantrum, I do not give him screen time because then
You're so
he
funny.
he
We
gets
do it
bored.
most of the drive, or like little games, like whatever. But okay, so I sit in the back with her. Do you sit with him?
No, no.
Oh, okay. So I do sit with her, and we'll sing, we'll try a screen, we'll read a book. Like, we do multiple things to keep her occupied back there. Uh, Mostly if she is just sitting there, she's okay. But same thing, like once we start getting close to the destination, she'll start getting very antsy and want to get out.
Yeah, that's JJ. I'm like, okay, time for screen time. But because if I give it to him too early, he gets bored of screen time now. He like
Mm,
doesn't he just wants to be moving all the time. And
yeah.
so even if we're at the airport, I'll walk around with him until it's time to get on, and then he'll get, fully consumed so that he's not screaming and yelling and making noise, and put his little headphones on and we take off. But I'm very selective when it comes to traveling because
Well, you do have to use it strategically, especially in those traveling situations. We do that
right.
too. Like when we're actually on the plane, like something different, than what we've been doing for the whole day we've been at the airport or whatever the case is. So,
I felt so bad because when we traveled to Texas, what, a month or two ago, and my mom, my sister, myself, and my baby. And so we were traveling, and this poor mom, bless her heart, but her kid, and not even a baby, he was like 7, 8, started vomiting everywhere.
um,
And the flight just started, and I can't imagine because she had to like, I think he threw up on the person next to him because we flew Southwest and you don't get to choose your seats. And then that guy was mad, but he didn't yell or he wasn't aggressive. But I mean, you can see, I mean, nobody wants to get, puked on. And
yeah.
she was like panicking and he couldn't stop. He was just so dizzy. And it was just from, going up from liftoff.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to run to the front because someone was in the back bathroom and they were sitting towards the back. They had to run. So he continued to throw up all the way down the aisle until
Oh
they
my
finally made it.
gosh.
I'm like, what do you do in that case? And we
Sounds
have
terrible.
an hour and a half flight. Like, this kid is, what do you do as a mom, other than hold them
Mm,
and apologize? And
yeah.
that's hard.
It's what
That's
it
hard.
is. I mean, you're in a tiny little tube in the sky, so
Yeah.
there's multiple things that could go wrong amongst any person. Just gotta make it to your destination.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, poor thing, because that's horrible. And for a kid
That
to
really
just
is.
feel dizzy, like,
See,
yeah,
then
that's,
that puts in my mind like, okay, they have those little barf bags, right? But they're tiny. Like a kid is not going to have the control to like put it just right there up to their mouth. So I feel like that would be a good thing to have in your carry-on. It's just like some big plastic bags that they can actually puke into if you know your kid gets motion sickness.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I would probably just let them throw up on my bag. But usually I have my laptop in my bag, so maybe not. Maybe I'm like, yeah, throw up on that guy. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Traveling
that's
with kids
hard.
is just hard. I mean, it's hard as adults, and so it's hard for them too. They're out of their element. It's different. They're usually really long days, early days, tiring days. So you can only control so much. A lot of it's still going to be just variable stuff that comes along as you travel.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. I do have like, as far as tips, I would say don't over plan because hardly anything goes to plan. And even if there is, there's gonna be some fluctuation in how you want things to go. And so I always say like leave room for things to happen
Mm-hmm.
because even with a kid, like you don't plan them getting sick, but they do. You don't plan them having accidents, but they do. Or wanting to do things. I'm very excited for JJ to get older so that we can start or he can be a part of the planning. And so we plan things around him, right? We want to do kid friendly stuff, but for him to actually start choosing, like our nephews, our nephew and niece are in Disney or and Universal.
Oh,
And
I've been following that trip. So fun.
yes, with Blanca.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they're huge Harry Potter fans, and so like Delilah's having the time of her life, and I'm like, I can't wait till JJ's that age because he's so little now. He'll everything is so fun to him, but I can't wait till he like really looks forward to something. So
Yeah. I'm looking forward to. We're taking Maddie to Disneyland for her birthday this year. And everyone's
oh
like, why are you going to take her? Like, she's not going to remember it. Okay, it's my trip. Me and her dad are going to remember it. Like, we are going to, and we'll take her again as she gets older and as she can remember more. But I don't mind at all whether she remembers it or not. I think she's going to love just like seeing everything and
yeah.
um what she started doing recently that I think is so cute is like doing the moves along with like the little videos that she watches. So you put your right hand in and she started like doing it and following along, and she loves Minnie Mouse right now. I think it's going to be so
Mm,
fun.
it is
So,
cute. Yeah, I remember JJ doing the elephant dance with Miss Rachel, and it wasn't Miss Rachel, it was her husband. There's
oh yeah,
a
Maddie
bit,
likes that one too.
and he would start stomping with him, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God. So,
No, it's the
yeah,
cutest. I mean, and so I was gonna say it could also be that she's terrified of everything because she's also a little scaredy cat, but I think it'll be fun. And
well, she's a
obviously, we
Frozen
can't.
fan.
Yeah, she loves Frozen, and I mean, obviously, we can't like pack our whole house and take it to Disneyland, but I can still be like semi prepared. And I have learned that, again, like I said, everywhere has a store, everywhere has DoorDash. Like, it's not like things are impossible to
To
get.
calm
So,
your own anxieties.
yeah. So
Well,
you
and
can
like
kind of
Mary Beth
go
said,
with a safe approach.
yeah, and Mary Beth said you can take a lot of stuff. So maybe you will take a lot. Well, you'll be flying though, so that's hard.
Yeah. No, I mean, I still will. Like,
You'll fly.
portable fan. When I was pregnant, snacks, water, portable fan. There's just so much that you can take. But then it was so hot too. This was when we went to Florida that I bought in there. Like the fan wasn't doing it. So I bought one of those cooling towels for your neck. So like there's just, there's stuff in there if you absolutely need it. When we went to SeaWorld, I forgot our portable fan. They had one
And it's
there. I bought
hot.
it there. I forgot sunscreen. They had it there. So it's like, again, like you can go just with an approach that you can take what you can remember, but also wherever you're going will have stuff that you need to. So it's not the end of the world if you forget something.
Yes, we live in corporate America.
Yeah.
So there is always something to buy. It is always within reach. Like that's just how we live. Someone's always making $1 off of us. So
Yeah, exactly. Even if you have to pay $10 for DoorDash fees and a tip, like, on top of pay $30 for freaking diaper rash cream. I think we just did
we
that when we were out of town. So that's
yeah.
why I bring that up. But
And our generation will pay for convenience. Like I can say that we will pay. Like okay, yeah, let's just do it because we're so used to convenience fees. Like
Yeah.
it's just part of our culture. So I'm very excited that you guys are going though. So you won't have
Oh
a
yeah.
birthday for her this year?
Yeah, because we're going at the beginning of the month, so at the end of the month we'll still do
Oh,
something. Not like her first birthday, but just something with the friends and family. Something
well,
small, but we'll still have something for her.
and it'll be nice because it won't be so hot when you go. Like and it
Yeah,
won't be so packed. Like I think that's a good time to go.
I don't know. That place is always packed, but
You're right. I've
hopefully.
never been there.
It honestly just one year we went the day after Thanksgiving, and maybe this is like naive to think that it wouldn't be busy. It was so busy. It was so packed. Um, so I just have come to the conclusion that Disneyland is always popping.
I do want to go, and I want to go for like holidays. I want to go for a Halloween. I want to go for Thanksgiving. My baby's a Thanksgiving
Christmas was
baby.
really nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to go for Christmas. The one thing I will say about traveling though with kids, even though I pack very light, I am big on snacks because
Yeah.
if not, your kid is going to eat a bunch of random dyes, Doritos, hot Cheetos, cookies, whatever you can get at a freaking gas station if you're driving somewhere or even at the airport. Everything's one, it's so expensive, but then it's the same thing. It's just chips and junk food. And if you don't take snacks, that's what your kid's going to eat. And that bothered me big time because we didn't take snacks one time and he really wanted Cheetos. So I got him Cheetos, but I was like cringing the whole time. Like, orange dye.
You're funny. But anyway, guys, yeah, if you have any tips for traveling with kids, or if you're crazy like me or more laid back like Bea, we just want to hear about it and how you travel with your families, or funny things that maybe you've forgotten while traveling and that you've had to purchase out of town, or just anything really about traveling. I'm interested to hear how other parents do it. So let us know.
Yeah, catch you
Oh,
later,
and as
guys.
always, yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube. Tell your friends. Like, share, subscribe, whatever. Thank you guys for
And
tuning in.
yes, and Steph and I we just have to get together one time to finish the website, guys, but we
Oh,
promise it's coming out.
it's still coming, yeah.
It's been a
So be on the
graduation
lookout for
summer.
that too.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Living in the moment, it's the mom life.